Hitting the record button. Hi, everyone. This is the very first call in a series of 4 phone calls to help everyone become a director or re-promote their directorship in the next 90 days. I'm really excited to do this. I have Ashley asked me to help her team. I have Laura, one of my assistants, Jeanette. Hi, Carrie. How are you? Susan is one of my chief directors. Very excited. There's Tammy Deaver. Hi, Tammy. How are you? And there's so many people that want more from their business, and there isn't any reason that you can't have it. Bottom line. I like to say this is a new day and a new year, and all of our bad habits and excuses can be left behind. Anybody with me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Woohoo! I love that it's 2016. I'm calling it, this year is going to be a sweet 16, okay? For about 100 reasons for many of us. But I just really feel optimistic of where we're at with the Pampered Chef, the leadership. For those of you that were our directors, were you very excited about Tracy's communication to us with her webinar?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, what were some of the impressions that you had as directors? What were some of the things that you were excited about for the future of our business?
I love the open communication and all the stuff that's coming down the pipeline from Tracy, and it's not a trinkle format, from the top to the bottom. Everyone's finding out right away. Which I think is so beneficial in making the progress speed up a lot faster.
Absolutely, absolutely. How about you, Laura?
I was going to say what Ashley said. Like you're hearing it right from Tracy. So she seems so real, and she's listening to things that we're saying as a field, and the home office seems to be responding just from some things you're going to see at the February 1st kickoffs.
Yes.
Some things we were able to see today. Wow. Pretty cool.
Awesome. Awesome. How about you, Jeanette? Were you excited about anything that she said that made you feel better about your business? I don't know if Jeanette is plugged in or not. Go ahead.
I'm muted.
Oh, okay.
I was muted. Sorry. I love the fact that she's ready to she doesn't want Pampered Chef to be what was in our mother's kitchen anymore. Like get more with the times and maybe target a younger generation.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hearing people always say, "Oh yeah, my mom has Pampered Chef."
Yeah, absolutely. But the really good thing about the moms having Pampered Chef is that's the level of quality that the young people today used to, because that's what they grew up with. So Pampered Chef, while it may be in your mother's kitchen, it's the standard of quality, and you have to know that from a point of view that we have such a great, we're like the standard, okay, of excellence. Some of the things that I'm really encouraged about, I've been in this business 29 years, and I'm really energized by all that we've seen in the last year, both inside the home office and what we've seen from the home office. There are things that never in my business. Somebody's doing something. If you could mute yourself, that would be great. We have seen things we never, as executives, have seen before. Oops, somebody's doing dishes or something. We were brought into the home office test kitchen, shown new products. We were shown how a product is made, and how the energy of the thought process that goes behind it, things like that. Oh, somebody's doing something. If you're doing something other than really paying attention, would you just put yourself on mute, because there's a noise coming through? Thank you so much. So I'm really energized by what's coming. Thank you. And what is our future, because, you know, surrounding yourself, you know what you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mute people for a little while.
Nancy, you muted yourself.
Okay. All right. If everyone could mute themselves, noise in the background that that is being brought in. Thank you so much. So anyway, I'm really energized by what she's bringing to the.
Tom, I need help.
In I think it's in the bottom, Laura. Just move your screen.
Thank you. I'm like, I don't know where it is. You heard me yell, Tom, I need help. I turned my volume down, I thought.
Move your
How do I
mouse.
mute here?
Move your mouse, and at the very bottom of the screen should be your mute.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, there we go. Awesome. Thanks. Hi, Tom. Okay, so so the first thing I want to share with you is the quote, "Success is never owned, it's only rented, and the rent is due every day." Okay, and all of these quotes I will put up on the website, on Patty's website tomorrow morning. Patty Marie and myself have a website called Tools for Success, or I'm sorry, PC Team Training, and the password is success. And I will put all the forms and all the words that I'm using up there. So every day we have to go to work, just like in any single job that we do. And I personally never knew that this business was going to take me where I'm at today. I thought it was going to be for a short time. For those of you that don't know my story, I started for Christmas money, and I stayed to help people change their lives. And but it's also a volunteer business in my eyesight. We don't have to punch a clock. We are our own boss, and we can be the best CEO of our company or the worst employee. And I want to ask you, when you think of your day, and even if it's just an hour that you are putting into your business, did you put a solid hour in? Did you put time that really mattered, or did you play office? Okay. I want you to think about income producing activities, things that really make you money, not just make your desk neat. Because if you'd see my desk, if you needed a neat desk, and if that was the standard for succeeding, ask Laura, I wouldn't be here. Okay. Not to say that that isn't a wonderful thing, and it's always my goal, but doesn't always happen. I want to encourage you that because it's a new year, you can change anything. All right. It's a new earning period for the trip. It's a new earning period for the year. I want you to think about what you really want for this year and what you're willing to put into your business and do with it. I have a really cute quote in here that says, if you want to reach your goals, you must shrink the size of your butt. Okay? Hopefully you're all laughing, all right? But that is the truth. Every one of us have things that we say, but if only, when it happens, if this X, Y, Z. And you know what, you guys, you got to throw that all out the window, because if it's to be, it's up to you. You know, they're saying if it's to be, it's up to me. Well, that's so true. It's the energy you put into your business that makes all the difference in the world. Now, Ashley and I had talked today, and we would like you to go to Pampered Chef's website after this hour is done and get 90 days to Director Formula for Success, okay? And also the Consultant 90-Day Tracker. That's two of the things we're going to be using on every single phone call, all right? Now let's talk about 90 days Director Formula for Success. And by the way, go under training, and then just type in the bar 90 days to Director Formula, okay? And you'll see these two things waiting right there, okay? But it says 8 shows booked minus 2 due to 20% cancellation rescheduling rate. That's normal, you guys, especially in the winter months and in the summer months. It's really, really normal for people to come up with excuses to reschedule or cancel their show. I want to encourage you to do two things. I want to encourage you to overbook, because then you're planning for these reschedules and these cancellations if you overbook. And number two is, don't try to turn something into a catalog show when it could still be a live cooking show. The live cooking shows is what takes you into your future. Catalog show is immediate money, but cooking shows take you into your future. So I want you to be really careful with turning any reschedule or cancellation due to cold, sickness, somebody's ill. So our first thought is, oh, well, how about a catalog show? I don't want you to jump to that, because you know what? That ends the line to that future of that party. And I want to use Chris Mannion's example as the key to listening to why one show can make all the difference in the world. Chris Mannion knew 3 people when she moved here. She literally didn't have a 4th person to ask to have a show. And when we got started, that you had to have 4 shows on the calendar. So I said, well, here, you can have this shop till you drop night in Itasca. And many of you know this story, but I want, if this story isn't for you, I want you to put it in your memory bank for someone that you're going to be able to encourage with this story someday. And that is, she did that one night. It cost her $25 vendor fee. She only sold $40 and got 1 booking. Now you'd call that a lousy night, wouldn't you? Okay, well, that one show was a $275 show with 1 show. Not so good, right? Do you know she kept track of what came from that one show? It was $10,000 in sales and 4 recruits within 6 months. And I want to ask you, was that one lousy night or one starry night? Okay, absolutely, right? It's something that you never know where one show is going to take you. You never know. Another example is Cindy Nast coming into my office. She was one of my directors. She had been doing the business for over 18 years, and she says, Nance, I'm done. I don't have anybody else to ask. I don't have any more leads, and my kids are through school, and this is what I did it for. I'm done. And she says, I'm doing my last show tonight. I said, Cindy, just go and have fun. Just go and have fun. Take all the pressure off yourself. Just go and have fun. Do you know she got 5 bookings that night and worked for 2 more years? You never know where one show is going to take you, all right? So while we're allowing for 2 cancellations, I want you to be careful on how you deal with those cancellations, okay? And also ask for referrals, all right? So if you have 10 guests at the show, you're going to see about 60 people in 30 days from the 6 shows, okay? And I think we're a little bit better than that. I think there's around 12 people at most of our shows, okay? Or we at least get 12 orders on average. So if you do 6 shows with 12 orders, that's 72 people that you're touching that month, okay? And a great way to energize your business is through customer care calls. And I want you to think about Belinda's 2x2x2 message. 2 days after the show, it's a thank you for coming to my show. I really appreciate your order. I hope you had fun that night. 2 weeks later, after the show has been turned in, did you get your products? Are they out of the box? And then 2 months later is, hi, this is Nancy Jo again, wanting to make sure those products are all in action in your kitchen, and I wanted to see if there's any other way I could serve you. Well, by the 3rd phone call, you've learned about the kids, you've learned, all this different stuff. You're buddies now, and you are her personal consultant, all right? So I want you to be really, really intentional about making customer care calls. If you do make those phone calls, Belinda Ellsworth says it totally changes your business. It shows that you're grateful and thankful and that you're someone that should be trusted and brought into the home to meet their family and friends, okay? So on the average, 3 people will take home information from each show. So now you've got 20 people that have taken home information. If 1 out of 10 will say yes, that's 2 recruits from each month. All right. And I want you to think about how many people nowadays need money. I want you to think about being impactful, going for the no. We all know this concept. And if you don't, ask your director or myself. It's when you go for the no, you get the yeses. It's like that waitress that asks, would you like ketchup with those fries? And you say, no, thank you. She goes to the next table and says, would you like ketchup with those fries? She doesn't go cry in the corner because you said no. All right. That's her job. Your job is to talk to countless people about Pampered Chef, whether it's to serve them in equipping their kitchen and booking their shows, coming and doing a show for them as a host, or them joining your team. And, I've been doing this business, like I said, for 29 years, and I've taught many, many, many people how to move their business. Well, this year is the first time I've had the opportunity to move my business. And it's really amazing. I put some of those practices that I've talked about throughout the years into action. And on the very first day that I was in Florida, I was stocking my kitchen up at Sam's Club, at the grocery store, at the Target. I had a little shirt that said the Pampered Chef on it. And my one girlfriend from Pennsylvania came down, and she was going to help me set up the house. And so I used to only go there to vacation. Now I was going to go there to live. And at every single place, someone asked me, oh, do you do the Pampered Chef? Or, oh, I love the Pampered. I mean, you guys, it was textbook. It was exactly like we say it is. And she said, do you realize in 3 hours time, you got 3 solid leads for your business? Now, she does not do our business, okay? She's my girlfriend that stamps with me. And although her daughter does the business. So anyway, but it was textbook. And it was just because I was friendly. Are you friendly? When you go out into the store and do you take 10 minutes to comb your hair and put on some makeup? You have to kind of almost do the Mary Kay mentality. When someone meets you, do they want to do business with you? Are you attracting people to do business? I know it sounds so false and phony, but I'm telling you, that's really how people feel. If you are someone that, and I'm a big woman, I'm not saying you got to be all size 2, okay? like my daughter-in-law. I'm saying that, are you someone that smiles at people, makes eye contact? Are you someone that's friendly and engaging? Because when you do, you represent the Pampered Chef for who we really are, but you are also there to serve people. So I want you to really think about that the next time you walk out the door, okay? I mean, I did not have makeup on tonight, and I put on today because I was just working at home. I put on makeup for you guys, okay? Okay, so I want you all to look at this sheet that says 90 Days to Director Formula for Success, and I want you to familiarize yourself with it and make sure you understand the concept, okay? Because this we're going to talk about throughout the time. Now, the Consultant 90-Day Tracker is the first sheet. It's going to be you. And some of you already have consultants, and some of you are rebuilding your team and have taken my challenge of get 5 new people in the next 90 days as though you're just starting new, okay, even though you already have teams. But I really want you to think about re-energizing your personal business through recruiting and through sales, okay? And sometimes we need to be re-energized, don't we? So month 1, it says shows booked, shows held, show attendance. You're really gonna dissect what happened at each show, okay? And you're gonna see what you did right and what you did wrong. If you're host coaching, great. And I want you to know that host coaching is the single most important thing that you can do to have future business. The single most important thing, because that's where you engage enough with the host to get enough people at the show so that you have enough people to sell to, enough people to book shows from, and enough people to recruit, okay? So I really want you to take your time and energy and put energy into host coaching. Now, host coaching is a couple of things. Now, some of you are full-time workers, some of you are full-time moms, some of you do all kinds of volunteering. There were days when I was a full-time mom that I wish I had a full-time job, okay? Because I know how much you volunteer and how much you do. But I want you also to learn to say no, thank you this year, okay? And think of it this way, that every time you say yes, that means someone else is saying no, okay? And every time you say no, that gives someone else the opportunity to say yes. And I had a Sunday school teacher share this concept with me. She says, you know, Nancy Jo, I know you're always here, you're always willing to work, but there's others that need to serve too, all right? So be careful in how many times you say yes. Make sure it's really right for you and, excuse me, and your family, okay? So I want you to dissect all your January shows and really see what's going on with your business. And your goal is to make sure that you get as close to the 8 shows a month as possible. Now, I know some of you are full-time workers. If you can do 1 show a week and then maybe 2 on 2 Saturdays a month, try to get it to 6 so you're seeing enough people. Now, I know some people could only do 1 show a week, and I totally respect that. Sandy Prusner is a perfect example of someone who really worked her business on both ends. She could only go out once a week. Her husband was an anesthesiologist and on call 24/7 because they were at a small hospital. So if she was going to be doing a show, she had to always have a babysitter no matter what, okay? So she always booked shows on Thursdays or Fridays, always set up a babysitter, and that was her life. Do you know she mirrored my numbers for the first 7 years of her business, even though I did double the shows that she did? She worked smart. She couldn't go out 2 nights a week, but what she did do is she made the most out of every night she did go out, and she really followed up with her customers with customer care calls and customer contact, and really followed up with her leads. You know, I have people tell me all the time, Nancy, I asked someone to call me about a show, but they never did. And I'm guilty of this too, you guys. I've had lots of people where I've never gotten back to them. Shame on me. We've all got those people. That's why I want you to start with the last shows you did in December and start doing customer care calls and work yourself backwards, okay? And show people that you not only appreciated their order, but you care that those products are working well in their kitchens. And what you're saying also is you're asking for referrals. Do you know anyone that would like to earn some free products for the kitchen? Or do you know anyone that needs extra income? Did they all the Christmas bills are coming in, okay? There's month 1, 2, and 3. So I guess I wonder, here's another really great saying. It says, do you guys see this backwards or do you see it forwards? Okay, all right, I'll just read it to you. One of the biggest ways we lose time is not knowing where we're going next, okay? So I want to ask you, do you know what your plan is for the next 4 weeks? Do you have your shows booked? Do you have your work time planned out? You know, some of you have small children, spouses, and people, you know, the travel. There's all kinds of reasons where you have to actually put on the calendar when you're going to work. That's a smart thing to do no matter who you are, no matter what your schedule is. Do you punch a clock or do you just let it happen to you? Okay, let me ask you that, because that makes all the difference in the world if you go to work every day. When Tony was little, he's now 23, but when he was born, I had 14 directors in my first gen. I was 3 months or 4 months away from becoming a national executive director. I thought, how in the world am I going to do this? I hired a lady across the street who didn't have grandchildren, and she came and watched Tony while I was home for 3 hours, 3 mornings a week. Tony and I would have lunch together, and then he would go down for his afternoon nap, and I'd have another hour and a half every afternoon. I made the most of that time. My business did not skip a beat. And I mean, there were times I was talking on the phone while I was nursing my baby, and it was okay. It was all right. But I still kept things in perspective, and I still kept my family first. And I didn't know how it was going to work out, but it worked out just fine. We all have stuff, you guys, don't we? We all got stuff. We all have babies to love or grandchildren that we want to. We all have stuff. We can let it get in the way, or we can let those very things be the reason we go forward. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is this thing called a 10-goal exercise. This concept is taken from the book No Excuses by Brian Tracy. And again, this will be on the website in the morning. This is one of the powerful goal-achieving techniques used by Brian Tracy. He uses these these techniques personally every day and teaches them all over the world. I want you to take out a clean sheet of paper. And I want you to write the word goals and today's date at the top of the page. Now, I've assumed that you've all joined us here because you want more. And don't worry about what your business looks like today or it has in the past. We're looking forward. It's a new day. Now, before we write our goals, I want to give you permission to dream a little. I want you to close your eyes and think for a minute. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you like your business to provide for your family that you do not have now? If you knew you couldn't fail, this business really does make dreams come true, and we want you to have dreams, so let's dream together. What do you really want over the next 2 months? I mean, really want, down deep. Do you want to be able to buy a home or buy a second home at the lake or a beach? Maybe pay the mortgage payment. How about remodeling your kitchen or add an addition to your home? I waited 18 years to remodel my kitchen, and I love my new kitchen. It's really a place where I can entertain and love on people through food and hospitality. That's one of my gifts. That's what my mom is Italian, and that's what she taught me. How would you like to maybe put a pool in your backyard? Pam Constantino said to me one time, she said, Nancy Jo, I need a new why. I says, okay, Pam, what can we do for your family that you would love to do? And she immediately knew what it was. It was a new pool. I says, Pam, do you know how much that pool costs? She goes, yes, I do. Do you know what size that pool is? Is your backyard big enough? And we dreamed and we walked through the process of her putting it into her backyard. And she knew how much she had to make over and above what she was already doing, because what she was doing was paying bills. And so it wasn't that she could just replace it. She had to do more. Do you have something that you want down deep that is your more? Okay. Maybe buy new furniture, pay for private school, dance lessons, karate lessons, get out of debt, pay off medical bills or college loans. Do you have a milestone anniversary coming up that you'd like to go somewhere really spectacular? How about a dream vacation? Have you ever dreamed of going to a place you've never been? Is it on your bucket list? How about, would you like to do something really special for a family member? I remember early on in my business, probably maybe this first or second year, my cousin, who was my second cousin, had gotten cancer, young man at the age of 27. And it was devastating. He only had a 5% chance to live. And their finances went in the toilet immediately. I mean, they were a young family, and he could not work. And it was such a privilege to be able to help that family. Even though we weren't making much, just the privilege to be able to give extra, anything extra we could. And do you know, to this day, the daughter, she's got to be about 35 now. Bonnie says she still has this huge oversized bear I brought to her She was about 2 years old. You know, we can all make a difference in people's lives. We paid their electric bill and a mortgage payment, brought them food. I brought their son a race car and Bonnie a big teddy bear. And, you know, those people never forgot. They're my good cousins, and Janice would do anything for me today. Not because of anything more than I gave her when she needed. How would it feel to do that for someone in your life? To be able to be in a position. It's a beautiful thing, you guys. And I encourage you to go there, okay? Have you earned a trip with Pampered Chef? Is this the first year that you're going to earn a trip with Pampered Chef? Are you going to Austin or Atlantis? Are you planning on going to Riviera Maya? Patty and Marie have said that the Riviera Maya Hotel was absolutely the best hotel that we've ever stayed at in the history of Pampered Chef. I don't know about you, but you know what? I've been to all those places Patty and Marie have been. And I haven't been to that one. I went to Paris that year, so I am going to Riviera Maya because I have to experience what they experienced, right? They said the best. They said they could go there every single year and be happy. Wow. That's saying a lot, isn't it? So while you start writing, I want you to think about this. We all have goals like holding 4 parties a month or 2 shows a week. We all have goals to increase our show average, having a $1,000 show and adding 1 to 2 team members every month. But why? Why do you want that? Why do you have these goals? Why have you chosen Pampered Chef? Why do you want to succeed? What does that success look like for you? And why are we all willing to do this together? The why is what's going to get you off the couch and help you go to work, even when you don't feel like it. There's some, like I said, the worksheets that you can put in. We're going to talk more about that in a little while, but I really want you to, this first phone call is about really cementing in why you're doing the Pampered Chef, why you want more, and it's a wonderful time of year to do it. It's the very beginning. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. I want you to act like every month is double point month, okay? What would you do if next month was double points month? Would you put a bunch of shows on the calendar? You would, wouldn't you? What would happen if we did that every single month? We'd be to our goals in no time at all, wouldn't we? Both our recruiting, our sales, our income, and our directorship goals. I want you to think outside the box. And if you haven't read the book, The Slight Edge, I really want you to read the book. Isn't it good, Susan? Yeah, it is fantastic. It talks about 2 people doing the same thing side by side. They both look like they're doing the very same thing, but one person is more successful than the other, and nobody can figure out why. It's probably that one person's just doing a little something more, maybe having a little different attitude, maybe making an extra phone call, or making that customer care call, or just being a little more friendly when they're out and about. Think about that. Think about that. What makes us have a really great recruiting year one year and not so great the next? Is it that we're not seeing people? We do. We still see people. It's probably us. And the reason I say it's probably us is because I'm the best example for that. When I started Pampered Chef, I was only going to be here for 3 months. That was my Christmas money goal. I never once asked anybody to do a show, and I never once had anyone come up to me and mark a box that says, I'd like more information. Yet, when I decided to stay from my very first show back, I had people talk to me about the Pampered Chef. My first recruit was from my very first show back. Within 3.5 weeks, I had 5 recruits. Okay? There isn't any reason that any one of you can't do that. I didn't know what we were doing. I was making $60 a night and I was excited about it. Are you excited about the income you make each night? Are you sharing that at your parties? Or are you worrying that you're going to be pushy? You could be the answer to someone's prayers that day, you guys. Think outside the box. It's not about you. It's about what we have to offer to change other people's lives, okay? So I want to have everybody unmute a little bit and talk. Let's talk about what I've said and how you think you're going to apply that, okay? So if everybody could unmute. Does anybody want to share, something they're excited about, going to do differently? Okay. Oh, hello? We have a Not sure who that is. All right. Anybody want to share? Why are you on this phone call?
Well, I guess my biggest thing is her and her brother. My husband and I adopted them. The adoption is going to be finalized next month. And that was how everything started. It was a way to get extra income to pay for their adoption. And thanks to Ashley, she kind of opened the door for me and really showed me the things and the potential that this business can have.
Hold on one second. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Nope, that was it.
Okay. Well, you're holding a really great reason, aren't you?
Yeah.
Are these your first children?
I have 3 stepsons, but these are my first 2.
Okay, so you have 5 children altogether. So you're
I do.
Mom. Wow. Well, congratulations on changing the world for those 2 little ones, right?
Yes.
They're going to have a different life because of you.
Absolutely.
And I was just reading a book, Women Leaving the Workplace by Larry Burkett. And it says one of the greatest gifts a mother can give her children is
they can hear you now.
stay home those first few years and raising those kids and putting that time into them. It's amazing that the children, I see it with just even my little Juliana, my granddaughter, Fallon really has spent a lot of time with her. And that little girl at 2.5 is amazing. I thought my kids were smart. This child is amazing. She was reading the letters on my shirt.
Wow.
2.5,
That's awesome.
She knows her numbers. It's just amazing. I'm just amazed. And that's the gift we give when we're able. And I know not everybody's able to do that, but maybe that's a goal to be able to do that.
I would love to leave my full-time job and stay home with them. And yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be awesome? And a lot of people read that book, Larry Burkett. It's about 20 years old, but it's 60 different case studies that he helped women leaving the workplace. And they planned and what they did to make it so that they could do that. And there's all kinds of ideas and great examples in there. And, today's no different than 20 years ago. What we want back then is really the same thing we want today. We want healthy families. We want to enjoy our families. Who else wants to share?
Okay, I'll jump in.
Okay, good job.
So bouncing off of what Barb said, of course, for my kids, I want to stay home for them, not being at work and being active with them. And you almost had me crying, but it's really about, family, and I want it consistent. And right now, this is the worst month I've ever had in my Pampered Chef career, but it's okay. I'm still continuing on. I did get a a date for next month. Of course, I want more. I need more. I need an income. So this month is really rough, which means next month it's going to be bad for financially. And I know that. But I've been getting on the phone and doing that. So I'm at a rut. So a little disappointed, but continuing on, and the reason why is because of those two. And my goal is I want my own car. Again, I've had one using my mom's lately. So my thing is I need a car, I need to be able to be financially set, for myself and for my kids.
Sure. Well, thank you for sharing that, Carrie. This time that you have that you're not out there doing shows, I want you to pretend like you're working twice a week. And I want you to go into your office and spend 3 hours doing income producing activities, which means getting on the phone, making customer care calls, being of service to people. Put on a Pampered Chef shirt and go walk around the mall. Go walk, put your apron on, go walk in the grocery store. If you really, really want that, there's ways to do, like to prepare. I remember saying to Rich, when I have a cancellation, I'm still working tonight. Someone else is taking my paycheck away, but I'm going to put money into our bank account one way or another. So I said, I'm going upstairs. I'm still working for 3 hours. Have a bottle of wine chilled, and I'll see you at 9 o'clock. Okay. So that was great incentive for him as well. So he used to pray for cancellations, quite honestly. But it's the kind of thing that, do you just go and sit in front of the stupid TV and say, oh crap, someone canceled again? Or do you go and book 2 or 3 shows to say, I am not letting that person control my business or control my life. I'm taking hold of it and I'm going to do something with it.
And right now, the big thing is, I guess I could use the word I'm scared, because I'm making phone calls and getting nowhere. And I feel like I'm almost to the bottom of those leads that I had. But you saying about customer care, I'm like, oh yeah, I can make those customer care calls, those 2-month calls, because I started doing that. So I guess I got a little nervous that I was almost out of, the pile to pick from. I was making calls and all I would get was answer machines. That is it. And I left a short, simple message. But with this one booking now.
What was your message, Carrie?
It was just, hi, Susie, this is Carrie from the Pampered Chef. Give me a call. And I left my number, and that was it. Okay. Before, it used to be a lot. I would leave too much. Okay. And that's all I said, that's it. But like you said, from that one show, that's what I keep telling myself. One show can make a difference. So now that I just confirmed a show for February, that can possibly, but I want more than one show, but that could possibly change it too. So there's that hope more there, there's more hope there that since I got that date, but I'm nervous that I don't want to give up. I haven't yet. No. I want this in the long haul, because I know there's ruts. We all know it, but it's like, I need that income like everybody else,
Carrie, a really good
so
thing.
I'm trying.
Good. And I applaud you for that. A really good thing to do right now is to talk about people who's doing something.
It's not me.
I know, it's really weird.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's really funny. This Maria and Patty and John just had a show today. Had a practice class at their house today with the salad in a jar. Have you guys heard about this concept? People are making.
Go to Laura's tomorrow.
Good.
We're going to Laura's tomorrow.
Good. Awesome. And you know what? What's really funny is I didn't get to go today. I just had too much on my plate to leave. Just coming home after 3 weeks. But I was at the grocery store last night with Tony. Him and I went grocery shopping so that we could fill our cupboards. And the lady in front of me had a case of mason jars. And the girl said, oh, what are you making? And she goes, I'm actually putting salads in these jars. I saw it on Pinterest. You guys, this is really, really hot. So really, really hot idea. Laura, you said you did it, right? Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah. It's been going around for a couple weeks, and my February isn't like I want it. So I invited some customers, got a couple of them to commit, invited team members too to test it out.
Yeah.
So Sharon Zellen did a great call over the weekend as well that I listened to on the way to another show. And I've got 3 team members coming, 3 customers coming tomorrow night, kind of going off of what Sharon said to do. And I'm really excited about it. And my show yesterday, I talked about doing it, and 2 girls booked because of it.
See that?
It was funny. It's hitting an older retired lady and then a younger single, just a working woman with all her girlfriends in the city.
Yeah. Salads across the board. There isn't any person 18 to 80 that doesn't want to put more greens into their diet. There isn't anybody. And the hard part about it is everybody thinks it takes too much time. And it really doesn't. And it's just about layering. And gosh, I remember a girlfriend of mine, she had lost like 75 pounds. And I said, oh my gosh, Barb, what did you do? She said, I ate 2 salads a day. It's the only thing she did different. She ate 2 salads a day. And within 1 year, her and her roommate, they were in college, her and her roommate both lost between 70 and 80 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 salads a day. That's all she changed. So, and salad is so good for us, especially if we put like a vinaigrette on there, because vinegar is super good for our joints. It breaks down calcium. It's great for people with arthritis, any kind of vinegar, okay? So I highly recommend you guys trying this out. Try it at your house, invite some family and friends over, say, come and be my guinea pigs, and you're showing some really great products. Think of the salad spinner. That's a big ticket item that people would love getting for half price, okay? And don't forget to talk about all the other uses for it. And the salad chopper and the egg slicer. I mean, I whipped up a salad tonight for dinner with our pasta. Boom, it was so fast and easy. And I forget how fast it is. It's about cutting up a tomato, a cucumber, some eggs, onion, whatever. I mean, it's not brain surgery, but people think it takes too much time. So let's help people be healthier with this great new concept. And it's not
so does making a burger. Making a burger takes too much time too.
That's true. That's true. It takes a heck of a lot more time, doesn't it?
Yes.
Et cetera. Yeah.
You know what, even Nancy, I was telling you earlier, it's only Tom and I now, so sometimes we just get lazy about what we're making for dinner. Yes. And I've got these jars in the fridge, so we're just sharing a side salad at every meal now. And you know what? You're fuller. You're not looking for snacks then.
Right.
It's better for us. And if I would say, hey, do you want me to make a salad? He'd be like, nah. But now that it's in the jar, he's grabbing it out and shaking it up and putting it in the bowl, and
absolutely
we feel better.
Because it's done. Why do you think they get to charge so much in the store for a little salad that's this big? It's got $1.50 worth of vegetables in it, and they're charging $8 for it. And if you can make a few chicken breasts ahead of time in your grill pan and have them in the fridge, it's ready to go. It's ready to go.
There's also, I was going to share tomorrow, and I don't know how we can incorporate this. There's one that has oatmeal for breakfast in mason jars. So I don't know how we can incorporate that, because that's a little different, but maybe we could spin it somehow, but yeah.
And I think Carrie, part of the whole concept for everybody isn't really about having them make fancy salads. It's about teaching the concept, selling our tools to help make it easier. It's about putting together, Sharon's like a simple salad, the vinaigrette, the tomatoes, the cucumber, maybe eggs, teach them about how to steam them instead of boil them. But it's about keeping it simple at home, and then send them to Pinterest, send them to, Google salads in a jar. There's so much that you can find.
Yeah.
And teaching them where to look for it.
And just getting beans and things like that into our bodies, through salads and stuff, because it's not something that we necessarily, always want to eat, garbanzo beans and chickpeas and, black beans and stuff like that. You think, oh, I'm going to open up a can, I'm only going to eat a little bit. But if you put some in each jar and you've got jars for 3 or 4 days, it's amazing. And when it's ready, when it's there, I always like to say, I want to put a salad bar in the front of my refrigerator. So I have to move it to get to the other stuff, because I know what I'm supposed to eat. I know what I'm supposed to do. So, and just like you guys know what you're supposed to do with your business. I want to really encourage you in the next 2 weeks to devour PC University. It's a whole new training site on our company's website. It's new, it's exciting, and it's energized, okay? So I want you to completely familiarize yourself with it because I want you to be able to know what you're talking about when you send people there, okay? Now, Ashley, is there anything that you want to add? I know this is our calls together. So do you want to add anything else from what I've said tonight?
Sure, Nancy, you talked about wanting to show them the numbers from depending on what the shows were that they had and the host coaching to be able to have maybe $100 extra in outside orders, which, prove this much in income. Maybe we can add to that.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks for keeping me on track here. Work smarter, not harder. And again, many of you have seen this. I apologize, it's backwards, okay? But it will be on it is on actually the website already. But one show at $500 will give you $100 in income. That same night, if you go out and just have 3 more orders, it's going to be a $700 show, and you're going to make 40% more income. Hi, bye-bye. She's done. So I want you to know that instead of making $100 in that night, you can make $140. All right. And if you do 2 shows, you can make $322. If you do 3 shows or 4 shows, you can make $672. You can make $460, or you can make $212 more.
Where is that paper?
This is actually at right in it's on the website, but it'll be with our packet. You can go to I'm gonna 90 Days to Director, January 2016. It'll be in here. But this is a great piece of paper to print out and to have ready to talk to people when you are talking with people about the business, because it really breaks down how many nights will fill their income needs, but it also shows them about host coaching and how important it is. Like, one of the things that I do is I talk to my host about what her wish list is. It's the first thing we talk about. When they book a show with me and they go home, I says, I want you to devour that catalog, make all kinds of circles, and put it on the host website. I'm going to set you up immediately tomorrow when I get tomorrow, and you'll be able to put your wish list in there. And then we go over their wish list. And what I end up deciding is what level of show she needs to be at to get so many things for free, half price, etc., to get her wish list. Because I don't want her spending any more money out of her pocket other than her half price and 60% off items. So I'll look at it and say, it looks like you're going to have a $700 show. How much do you think that your average person that you're going to invite will purchase? Do you think they'll go for the free with 75? Do you think they'll average 50? What do you think? And they usually lowball it, okay? So if it's $50 per person and they need to have a $700 show, then I tell them we need to have 14 live guests in the room. Buying guests, okay? No dead ones, just live ones. And they always laugh at that, okay? And I says, and what we have found, feel, felt, found, remember those 3 words. What we have found is that we need to invite at least double of what we want in the room. And today is a busy world, so I like to say even a little more than that. In fact, I have a very special offer for all my hosts, and I don't deviate from this, okay? If you give me 40 names, phone numbers, addresses, and emails, I will pay for your postage on your invitations. Now, you guys, that means about $20 out of your pockets. But I guarantee you, you're going to have a $1,000 show. I have never once sent out invitations and not had at least a $1,000 show. And you guys, I had to learn this the hard way. Patty Moserino's people were soaring. Their party averages were off the charts. And I said, Patty, what are they doing differently? Oh my gosh, they're sending out invitations. And I go, no way. You know, I mean, that's why I didn't go with Tupperware, because I would have had to say, I says, I can't even get out my own mail, let alone somebody else's, right? You know what? It's some of the best thing I ever did by doing that, because it not only ensured my party holding, it ensured a lot of guests being there. So say someone sends me 26 names and phone numbers, etc. I'll email them back and say, great, I got the 26 names. Are you sure you don't want to send me the 14 more, so I will pay for your postage, excuse me. And sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. But what I'll say is, okay, no problem. Please have a check in this amount ready for me. And they do. But 99% of the time, they're going to send me the rest of those numbers. 99% of the time. And you know what? I have a $1,300 party average. I have an average of 16 to 18 people at my show. It's because I really work hard on host coaching. I get my host really engaged and excited about this show. And it's not just about what she's going to get for free. We're talking about what her friends and family are going to learn and how excited they're going to be. You know, Pampered Chef, it's a live, real live cooking show. Think of how many times they sit in front of the TV and watch cooking shows and never do a thing that they see. They're going to actually be working on making some food right there that night. It's going to be a blast. Invite people that say they don't cook. They're my biggest order of the night, without exception. Okay? So you got to really engage when you're host coach. When you do that, you show that you care about her party more than you care about you. Okay? Because and I always say, I'm going to do the same show for 5 people as I will for 25. But you're going to be happy if there's 20 people in the room. Okay? So when you talk to them with confidence, they believe it. And another thing is, big shows breed big shows. Small shows breed small shows. You have a lot of work to do when someone comes from a small show. And the words I like to use for that is, Ashley, I know we were at Jeanette's party, and you saw we had a great time. There was 5 of us there, and we really had a wonderful time. But I want you to know, I never want to put people under pressure to buy, and that always makes me a little uncomfortable when there's only 4 or 5 people around the table, because then people feel like they have to buy. I love it when the room is filled, because then if someone can't buy, they can just enjoy the food and the fun, and there's absolutely no pressure to buy in any way. And I wouldn't even know if someone didn't buy. So why don't we fill the room so no one feels under any pressure, everybody has a great time, and people can do what's best for them. How does that sound?
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's just, I know it's really simple and it's old news. It's not new news, guys, but some things are tried and true, and it has to do with human nature, okay? And it's treating people with respect, letting them know that they're first and foremost, that you're there to serve them. And when you do that, that's what will be the best about doing this, okay? So we need to set some goals. We need to look at these different sheets so that you can see what one extra order will mean, like, for instance, yes.
I'll jump in here too. I was going over even the trip goals with a couple of my girls because they really wanted to earn the trip this year. So I sat down with them on a $500 party average, a lower one, so that they could hit it every time. And for example, just having an additional $100 in orders, so a difference between a $500 show and $600 show. It was a difference of like 92 parties versus 68 parties in a year in order for this gal to achieve the trip. And that's like 25 parties in difference. So if you put that in time compared to how much time it would take you to host coach to get the extra $100 in orders, it really, really makes a big difference rather than, putting your time into those extra 25 shows, you can then put it in there to make the, extra $100. So,
And then you can put that time into helping others get started. And then
right. Absolutely.
earn 3,000 points for every person. And I really want to encourage you to do people's grand openings. I know that's time taken away from your family and your life, but I'm telling you, my goal is to help them qualify that very first night, get them off to a great start, get them bookings, and possibly the first 1 or 2 recruits. Okay? That's always my goal for that first. And we tag team. I ask her which products, or him, either one. I ask them what products do they feel real confident in, what are they most excited about? What do they love the most? And I make sure that they talk about those products. I do the booking and the recruiting lines and talk to people about it. And that I even say to them, I said, the stronger that Jeanette starts, the less likely she's going to be coming back to you asking you to have a show next year, okay? So let's get her off to a great start and make sure you invite people she doesn't know, because that's what's going to get her right outside of her family and friends, and that's what's going to make her strong. We're a family, and she's a tree, and you're her branches. So please be gracious, have a show, help her get started in her business. I know she'll take care of you and do the best show she possibly can and have lots of fun like we did tonight. When you appeal to people's help nature, it really makes a difference, okay? And when they won't be able to say no. And I'll say to people, and even if you can't have a live cooking show, consider hosting a catalog show and pass a book around so that she can make those customer care calls and thank the people that ordered afterwards, okay? Go into your dentist's office, your doctor's office, your where you get your hair done. I mean, give people ideas to expand their business. It's really, really important that you go outside of who you personally know, because that's what makes all the difference in the world. Ashley, is there anything else we need to cover this first night?
I don't think so. You did a great job, Nancy.
Oh, well, thank you. It's my privilege, no doubt about it. I'm really excited to do this with Ashley. And Ashley and I are going to tag team teaching. We're going to do 3 Mondays and 1 Wednesday. I apologize for the one week having to be on a Wednesday, but I'm traveling that Monday night. But we really want you to be committed to yourselves. This isn't about being committed to your director, being committed to the Pampered Chef. Commit to yourselves of what you want to do. Commit to your families. Treat this like a job that you're punching a clock, because it really will pay you back like one, and way beyond what you could ever dream of. So go to PC University. If you're struggling with bookings, do the getting started. Pretend like you're brand new getting started. Do the things it's telling you to get started. If you've got shows on the calendar and you're good with that, go right into the recruiting. And if you don't have enough over the next 2 weeks, how about hosting some shows at your house? Invite people to invite their friends. I told people that put orders in with me this fall that I'm going to start doing shows at my house. They are so jazzed about it. They're so excited. And you know what? Those you don't need a lot of time. You just call and say, hey, put it out there. I'm doing a salads in jar demonstration. Who wants to come and learn how to do this? And just the fact that at 8:30 last night on a Sunday night, the lady in front of me at Jewel was buying mason jars. You guys, that was such a confirmation that this is hot. It's right on. It's right where people are at. Beginning of the new year, everybody wants to lose weight. So let's be the first to the table, not the last, okay? And that's a commitment from Tracy. She says we are going to be first to market, not last to market, which Doris always wanted to make sure everything was proven. She was very, very conservative, Well, Doris, don't get me wrong, but I'm excited to be first to market and to be innovative and excited. And she is creating a talent team like we've never had before, because everybody wants to work with her because of who she is with Warren Buffett, okay? She is like a magnet for unbelievably bright people. So look for some things that we've never seen before and be ready for new ideas and changes and a really great Sweet 16. Okay? Let's do this together. All right? So
Thank you so much, Nancy.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
So the goal is to try and get 2 shows a week on your calendar or as close as you can with your personal situation and really try to talk to as many people as you can about the business. I want to hear, and so write down your different experiences because I want to hear about what's going on with you, okay? All right. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless.
Have a good night.
I have a question.
Oh, sure.
Oh, sure.
The webcast that you're talking about, Tracy, is that recorded somewhere? Because I did not see that.
That was for directors and above.
Oh, okay. All right, just checking.
We got to get there, Tammy.
I was going to say, Tammy, you are going to
You
be
guys can do it.
you're going to be all excited when you get to director, aren't you?
One away, one recruit away.
One recruit away! Woohoo! All right.
My biggest supporter sitting right next to me, that's my husband. He's awesome.
Awesome. That's great. So one recruit away. You could be at your next party. That could be it.
I made a call last night to a woman. She's just not quite ready to push over the fence yet, but I'll push.
No pushing off the fence.
Oh, come on. No, that's easy.
Nudge them. Just don't push. Nudge.
Okay, I can do that.
Good. Well, that's exciting. I'm excited for you, Tammy. That would be really fun to celebrate on this call series.
It will be.
Excellent. Well, God bless you guys and make it happen. Remember, if it's to be, it's up to me. And remember, if you want to reach your goals, you must shrink the size of your butt.
A lot of shrinking.
Okay, God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.